Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Joy of Editing with Dave Kelly. On today's episode, this is going to be a full edit workflow, starting out in Lightroom and then going into Photoshop, and then inside of Photoshop, going out to Gigapixel AI to upsize this image. So obviously, I'm cropping the image. I hate the crop on this image, or the composition, I should say. It's piece of grass is dead center. What the heck was I thinking? Anyway, but it's a horrible composition. Let me show you how this all works. Without any further ado, let's get started. All right, we're starting out here in Lightroom. This is a camera raw image right out of the camera. As you can look at my histogram here, it's definitely underexposed here, so we definitely have to make some adjustments here. I'm going to start out with going to detail, making sure my sharpening is shut off and my noise reduction is off, because I'm going to go ahead and do that in Photoshop, the noise reduction and the sharpening. The other thing I want to do is go to my lens corrections and make sure I have remove chromatic aberration checked on and the profile corrections checked on. Okay, and now let's come up to the basic panel here. Now I do want to say I don't like the composition here. You know, this piece of grass is really cool looking, but it's pretty much dead center, which is a horrible composition. So I'm going to crop in on this image, and I'm also going to be using Gigapixel AI to upsize it, because I'm going to really crop into it pretty tight. So I'll need to upsize this image here for printing purposes, okay, because I'm going to want to print this image out later, so I'll need to upsize it. So I'm going to show you that whole workflow in Photoshop, but we're starting out here in Lightroom. I'm going to start out by changing my profile here. See where the profile section is right here? Just click on these four blocks and you'll see all your different profiles in here. I'm going to use an Adobe RAW profile here. Now I like to just hover over these profiles and see which one looks the best. And I think it's a cross between Adobe Vivid and Landscape. I think I like Landscape, so I'm going to go ahead and use that. Click Close here. Now this is very underexposed, so here's a little trick. If you hold down your Option key and drag your white and black sliders here. First, let's start with the white. When I start to drag it by holding the Option key down, you notice my screen goes black, and I can drag this over until I start to see some lights. That's where the white is starting to clip there. I'm just going to back it off till that clipping goes away. Right there, and you can see it pulls my histogram right up to the edge there. Now that might be a little too strong, so I'm going to pull it back just a little bit more. I think somewhere right around there looks good. And the same thing with the blacks. You can hold the Option key down and drag it to the left, and you'll start to see some color pop in, and that's where the clipping is. So I'm just going to back off. You know, I'm just going to leave a little bit of that color in there, right there, and I think that's going to be good. Now, nobody says you have to keep it that way. If you don't like it, you can, you know, let your eye tell you which way to go. So I think right there, I think that looks good. Now, my highlights are really good. I'm not clipping my highlights, so I can leave them where they're at. And now I may want to open the shadows up. Not too much, maybe just a very slight amount. I'm not going to mess with texture, clarity, or dehaze, because that's a no-no when you're going to denoise. You don't want to add any of that because it's going to fool the TOPAZ denoising software, okay? And I want to do basic edits here, and I can add a little bit of vibrance if I think I need it here. And if I do, it might just be a slight amount of vibrance. I think something like that looks pretty good. And I think I'm good to go. So at this point, I'm just going to right click on the image and edit in, and I'm going to choose edit in Adobe Photoshop 2020. All right, we're in Photoshop. I duplicated the background layer and renamed it to Sharpen AI because I'm going to send it into Sharpen AI. Now, this image is ISO 400. If you saw my last video where I explained, you know, when to use Sharpen AI or Denoise AI or both, I explained that if your image was ISO 800 or lower and it has some sharpening issues, all you really need to use is Sharpen AI. If it was over 800, then you would need to use both products. You'd need to use Denoise and Sharpen if it had a sharpening problem. Let's go ahead and launch Sharpen AI. Now here we are in Sharpen AI. We're zoomed into 100% by default, and you can change your views here. If you come up here, see where it says view, click this, and you can do a single view, split view, side by side. I like the side by side view, by the way. And I have my auto update preview checked, And the first thing I like to do is click where it says mode here, click auto. And now Sharpen AI will determine if your image just needs sharpened or if you had a camera movement issue or a misfocus issue. It'll determine what it needs. It determined I had a stabilize issue, which is kind of what I thought it was. And now I'm going to click the auto button right here, and that'll automatically determine what the settings should be. And I find it generally does a really nice job there. Now let's look at our image on the left here. You can see the noise in here. Now see the little hand tool. We can take this and drag it around. So let's look at this noise over in here and then compare it to the noise here. And you can see that noise is totally eliminated and it is gone. Now if we look at this part of the grass here, and now we look over here, we can see the sharpening. It did a really fine job. It's really good. I might just bump that sharpening up just a little bit more, but I think the noise suppression is really good. And it's really just that simple. All we need to do is click apply. And here we are back in Photoshop, denoised and sharpened. Now the only thing that bugs me on this image is this little deal right here and right here and right here. And I'll be honest with you, I tried a healing brush in this and it did not work. So I'm going to fix it my way with some painting. You probably see me do this in the past if you've watched any of my tutorials. And what I do is just get a blank layer, put it above the Sharpen AI layer because I don't want to paint on that pixel layer. And I have a nice soft brush, 100% softness. And my flow is at 5%. And what I'm going to do is just sample the color. I'm holding the option key down and I'm going to click right here and get this color. And then I'm just going to start to fade this in. It's all out of focus, okay? So I think I can do a really good job here. And I got that nice soft edge on there. And with that low flow, the more I paint, the more it goes away. And if I don't even like this light color here, which I don't know if I do, I might just paint that out of there too. I'm just going to paint along this edge here like this. With that color, maybe sample this color and just paint in there a little bit. And all it has to do is look believable. And I think that looks really good. And now I'm going to sample in here and just paint up through here like this. Sample some colors. Just keep sampling, holding that option key down. Okay, and just simply blending this like so. Now I'm going to make the brush a little bit smaller. Get this color right in here. Paint like that. Get this color and just fix this edge right here. Just like so. And I think that looks good. All I need to do is fix right in here. I'm going to grab this color and just blend this into here. Like that. I think that looks good. I'm going to speed this up now and I'll get to this other section here. The recording is now sped up, so I'm just painting away here, sampling, repainting. Again, trying to sell the fake here. It just has to look real, and that's all you need to do. The healing brush, the healing tools like content aware fill and things like that are all well and good, but sometimes they really don't get the job done. And sometimes you just have to do the old-fashioned way here. And you'll see me clicking on and off here, just checking my work, and I'm happy. We're almost done. I'm saving the crop till the end because I think that's the best time to do it after you've done all your editing on your image. And then I'll send it into Gigapixel AI to upsize it. But one thing I want to show you is, let's shut off this layer 1 here. See this little blue up here? I saw that after I fixed this and I thought I'm going to get rid of that. I used that same technique and I just painted on this blank layer and fix that right there with that same method. So I just wanted to point that out to you. So the next thing I want to do is get my crop tool right here. And I think I will crop this in the original aspect ratio of this image here. But I want to turn my crop to a portrait type crop. So I'm just going to type my X key and get it into this position here. Now all I'm going to do is pull this over like so. Get this crop on like the third right here. See, like right here on the rule of thirds. I'm going to use that rule like right there, but I think that looks really cool right there. And I'm happy with that. I think it's striking looking. I'm just going to go ahead and click this little check. Now, I also have delete crop pixels checked on. This is very important if you're going to use Gigapixel AI, because if you don't have that checked on, you're going to send the entire file into Gigapixel, and it's not going to give you the results that you want. So make sure you have delete crop pixels checked. Make sure you're happy with it, and if you are, click this little check, and there you go. There's your crop. I'm going to send this in the Gigapixel, I promise, but before I do, this little light area here and this light area up here was bugging me. You know, I could add a vignette around it, but I don't want any vignette over here, so I'm going to use the same layer 1 here that I've been painting to fix this. I'm going to sample this color right here and watch. I'm just going to darken that corner a little bit, grab this color up here, and again, a nice soft brush at that 5%. I'm just going to paint my own little vignette in here with this little bit of color in here because it's all out of focus. And I think that looks so much better. Okay, so again, here it is without the painting, and here it is with the painting. And I think you'll agree that that really makes the image, right? Okay, so now all I want to do is pull this all together in that Shift Option Command or Control E, depending if you're on a Mac or PC, and that pulls it together. And now we're ready to upsize it with Gigapixel. Gigapixel didn't really work with Photoshop before, but since the last couple updates, it now works with Photoshop, which is really awesome and amazing, and I'm really happy about this, okay? But make sure you have the latest updates, and I'll show you the version I have as soon as we launch Gigapixel. But to find it, go up to Photoshop in the File section here in the File menu, click this, and you're going to find it under Automate, and you're going to find it right here, TOPAZ GIGAPIXEL AI. So click that, and that will launch Gigapixel AI, and we can upsize this image. And now we're in Gigapixel AI. I'm in the side-by-side view here, zoomed into 50%. Now I'm upscaling my image to 2 times. You can go 2, 4, 6, or you can go by width or height. And this is new to this version, and this version is, by the way, version 5.1.5, so that will definitely work with Photoshop, and I believe the version prior to this would have worked as well. And then we have face refinement. This is new. I have it shut off because obviously no face. And the image type natural or man-made, I have it on natural because it's not a man-made piece of grass. And I have auto detect settings on, which I find works really well. Now I'm just comparing the left original to the right upsized, and these are the settings it shows for the suppress noise and for the remove blur. I'm going to go ahead and accept that. I think it looks really good. Now all I have to do is click save, but before I do that, I want to tell you the original image was 2496 by 3744, which would have gave me like a 8 by 12 inch print. But now with the upsize 2 times, it's now a 4992 by a 7488, which will give me up to a 16 by 24 inch print. So I can get a nice big print out of this image, which is really awesome. And so now all I have to do is click save, and that'll send us right back into Photoshop. And here we are back in Photoshop, and you can see Gigapixel renamed my layer to Gigapixel Layer, which was nice. And let's go up to my history here. So let's go back. So here's TOPAZ GIGAPIXEL AI right here. Let's go back one step, and here's the original size of the image, and now it's upsized to this size right here. And as I said, I can print up to a 16 by 24 inch print, so that is pretty cool. So we started out in Lightroom, did some basic adjustments, brought it into Photoshop, sharpened and denoised it, and I fixed some issues on the actual piece of grass here. And then we sent it into TOPAZ GIGAPIXEL AI right from Photoshop. First we cropped it though, by the way. We cropped it, sent it into Gigapixel, upsized it 2 times, and now this is our final result, so pretty cool. Well, there it is, from Lightroom into Photoshop, into Gigapixel from Photoshop. A complete edit, a complete workflow. I hope you enjoyed this one today. If you did, please give this a like and share it with your friends. And if you're not yet a subscriber to my channel, please subscribe and click that bell notification icon. And then every time I upload a new tutorial, yes, you will be notified about it. I want to thank each and every one of you for joining me today on The Joy of Editing with Dave Kelly. I'll see you all right here next time. But until then, as always, happy editing.